He can throw a punch, the Filipino Aguelo, Billy, and an Australian has testified to that previous to this fight.
Yeah, another world-rated fighter in Australia, Joel Brunker, fought this kid in a 10-round battle and said that he actually tweeted saying that Aguelo was the hardest puncher that he had ever faced.
Box.
So that was probably a 10-9 round to Aguelo, the previous, as Anthony indicated. He stung the Australian. And there wouldn't be a point or so in it at the halfway mark.
It's a very close fight at this stage. It's extremely close, and I'd like to see Will get on the outside and box this kid a little bit. You know, with Filipinos, you can't really trade with these guys. You're better off trying to box them and not try to look for the knockout.
You know, in calling fights ringside, you hear the corners barking instructions. I was talking to Billy about it earlier, whether you actually can hear what people are telling you. Is it ever a factor when someone's from the corner telling you should be doing something through the course of a fight, or you're so engrossed in what you're doing?
Well, normally, you know, you concentrate on the task at hand, but you definitely can hear some certain voices that you know, and you know, you look to take their advice.
What about when you're in Madison Square Garden? Could you hear anything there?
You can't hear anything. Nothing, Ray. Honestly, when you're in the ring, it's you're so zoned in on the opponent, you're not really thinking about what everyone else on the outside is saying. You're just so focused on what you got to do to survive the fight and to win it.
So coming up to the halfway mark of the 5th round, halfway through the 10-rounder.
Aguelo's looking to break the distance now. Trying to put a bit more pressure and put a bit more output.
The winner of this fight gets a top 10 rating in the lightweight division. So, you know, a win is vital for Will Tomlinson here to get himself back in the ratings. Ooh. Oh, big left hook right there.
You're looking at the counter, the Aguelo.
Will Tomlinson's doing the right thing here. He's trying to stay on the outside, trying to box this kid instead of trading with him. You just got to fire off your shots and get out of the corner.
So all of a sudden he backs him into the neutral corner and they exchange blows. Oh, he tagged him there again, Aguelo, on Tomlinson, and Tomlinson gets on that bike and backs away.
He needs to use that jab more.
That's exactly what he needs to do. Just get on that bike and use that jab. When he's doing that, he's looking really good.
I don't think he wants to go back to that neutral corner again. Straight left from Tomlinson. And then body work by Aguelo. 30 seconds remaining, round 5.
Good body shot right there. This kid's really starting to rough Will up a little bit, you know, by moving forward and hitting him to the body and really using them wild shots. And
Will's got to know when to throw him and know when to tuck him in and get his defense right.
There's the bell sounding for the end of round number 5.
Work on the inside, all right? Feeling good.
So instructions being barked at Will Tomlinson. I think the corner's a bit worried. John Stephenson there. Nice young fella.
I thought it was me for a second.
Oh, hang on. Shock. I don't want to.
I thought I was 2 places at once.
No, listen, Shock.
I am that good.
No. He's a better sort than you. I'll give you the tip now. He told me that.
Well, I thought we were brothers or related at one point.
Yeah, he's a nice young fella. I don't know about the TKs on his head, but it must be cold in Melbourne. There's a right hand from Aguelo. He's really got to pick up the pace here, Will Tomlinson. That was the best round for Aguelo, round 5, and we're into round 6 now, 30 seconds old.
you know, guys, I think this fight's a lot closer than people think at the moment. You know, Aguelo is definitely in this fight. I actually feel that, you know, at this stage he might be a little bit ahead.
I'd have him 1 or 2 in front. I really would. I think that last round was his.
He's definitely been the more precise puncher and, you know, timed his punches a lot better than Tomlinson.
2 minutes to go, round 6 now.
If you're fighting in America, the judges would definitely be picking Adones as winning the rounds. He's the guy putting the pressure on. In America, they don't really like you backpedaling and stuff. They like you to be the aggressor. And at this stage, Will's not showing any aggression.
He backed away there from a glancing right hand, and he's still, well, you can see all the blood all over his face. That's from his right nostril.
No, I think he's got a little
Another
gash on
cut
top
in
of
the
the
head.
eye. Yeah, he's got a little gash on top of the eye.
I can just see it now, left eye.
The head's clutched a couple of times. Not sure if it's a clutch or a
God.
punch.
Oh, this is a very good round for Aguelo. He's starting, yeah, I can see, oh, gee, that is a bad gash on his left eye there.
Yeah, Will Tomlinson, you know, he's got to start getting on his bike here and just start using the jab and staying away. I think it's getting a bit dangerous on the inside for him.
Well, Aguelo stung him again there, and they'll have a good look at that.
This
cut
kid's
above the eye.
seeing blood at the moment, and he's just attacking.
It's a very good round for the Filipino. 1 minute to go.
He's
Round 6.
He's hungry for this fight, Aguelo. He wants it.
Ooh.
Like Will said, it's a top 10. The winner of this will get a top 10.
No blood being here.
No, I think they'll wait to go to the corner and see if the corner can do a good job on closing that cut. And,
They're a very important part of the corner of the cut, man.
oh God, they
Particularly
are.
when he opens up like this, and he has opened up over that left eye. And what we'll do, we'll stay with it here, and you can see what they do to that eye.
You wouldn't believe. Oh, great right hand.
This is a very good round for Aguelo. And there, let's just have a look here. We'll stick with it, fellas. And both of you can take us through what they'll be doing in relation to that eye. Now there he is straight away.
He's wiping it down. I think he's going to put the adrenaline in it just to see if he can stop the bleeding. Ooh, just a big cut.
That's pretty big cut. You wouldn't believe it, Ray. My whole career, I've never had a cut man.
Yeah, you're right, I'll never believe it.
It's a TKO victory to Adones.
Let's see where it comes here.
Oh, I think it's from the right hand. Oh,
So it's not a head clash.
no, I think. Ooh, yeah, it's from a right hand.
Yeah, no head clash.
No head clash there, no. So I think Will's got to fight with some urgency right now, guys. He's really got to put the pedal to the metal and start looking to do some damage here. Otherwise, this fight could get stopped and he will lose on a TKO.
Aguelo is looking very menacing and confident at this point.
So we're in round 7 with Anthony Mundine and Willie Dibb here with this bout for the Pan Asian Boxing Association lightweight title between the Filipino Adones Aguelo and the Australian Will Tomlinson, who has a significant cut above his left eye, which was worked on him. We've established through replays that it was the result of a punch, not a head clash.
They did a very good job in closing the cut, to be honest with you. I haven't seen a trickle come out just yet, but if this kid puts the pressure on, I guess he's going to reopen that cut again.
There's a little bit coming from it now, but you're right. We're a minute old. Oh, punches being thrown by Aguelo, and
He's punching with bad intention, Aguelo.
He's fighting with a lot of hunger. He knows what's on the line here. A top 10 ranking. These guys come from poverty-stricken country, and an opportunity to fight for a world title and become a world champion is a big thing for these guys.
makes him a bit hungrier. So Tomlinson needs to protect himself, but somehow get back into the fight, because at the moment I would think he's probably behind by 3 points.
There's another Filipino warrior living in Australia in Toowoomba. His name is Jack Assis. He's the current IBO world champion. It's the same title that Will once held at one stage. So, you know, Filipinos are definitely very tough, and, you know, they're always looking for a fight.
I'll fight anyone.
Geez, they have done a good job on that eye in between rounds 6 and 7. Oh, nice uppercut. This is really brave stuff.
We're in round 7 now, and still 5 to go after this. So, you know, being a 12-round battle, so...
I think it's got cut short to 10 now.
Oh, it is 10.
Yeah,
It's 10.
The 10 rounds. Yeah, they shortened both these bouts from 12 to 10.
That was a good body shot. Another one.
How you got it scored, Chock, at the moment?
I think Aguelo's in front by 1 or 2 points.
Any soft, Ray?
Yeah, I got him by a couple, maybe 3. I think he's decisively won 3 rounds. The rest I'd share them. But he's won this round. He's won the previous round. That's 2, and I'll probably give him the previous one as well. I'll give him 5, 6, 7. And I don't know that Tomlinson has won a round yet. It's been 10 apiece. Bell sounds for the end of that one.
You know, I think the referee should be looking very closely at that cut.
That's a good right uppercut. Will got him.
Yeah. Now, if we come towards the end of that round, you can see that he's in strife again, and there's the cut above the left eye again as we move into round number 8, and so he's got to get through 8, 9 and 10, and somehow he's got to drag himself back from, well, if he's 3 down, as I suggest, he's got to win the next 3 rounds to draw level. If he's a couple down, he can't afford to drop another round. He's got to finish even, then win 2 to have any hope of drawing level.
I think he's got to really, you know, hurt Aguelo in order to command, you know, a bit of respect and to have him stop from coming forward so much.
It's an interesting observation, mate, because I don't think in the 7 and a bit rounds we've seen so far that he has actually hurt him.
Exactly, but it's all about timing. It can be done, but it's a matter of timing and precision.
I feel the best thing that he's got to do, Ray, is honestly just use the ring and just work from the outside and look to, you know, secure the points, because, you know, it's quite evident that the harder puncher is Aguelo, and you know, Will's not the guy that's going to hurt him. It's going to be the other way around. So if I was Will, I'd just get on the bike, use a jab, and try to win these last 3 rounds.
Well, you've been saying that for quite a few rounds, Bill, and he hasn't done it.
I don't think it's in his DNA, to be honest. He's a real fighter, and, you know, in previous fights in his career, he's shown that he's got a lot of heart and he really digs down. And I think he's trying to do the same thing here again tonight.
But he's boxing well, but where he's going wrong is that when Aguelo gets in the firing line, he tries to fire, and he's trying to fight fire with fire. When in order you need to be defensive to where you're at. You know, when you're out on the outside where he's out now, he can fire. But when he's too close, you got to be defensive and know when to fire and pick your shots. Counter 1s and 2s.
But I think Billy's right. It might be against his DNA to cover up when he's, you know, in close, and he's wanting to trade punches with a bloke who obviously can punch a lot harder based on what we've seen tonight.
Well, it's about boxing smarter, not harder.
Well, that's all it is. That's exactly what Chock just said then. You know, boxing is all about ring smarts, and, you know, although the crowd loves to see a punch up, but sometimes it doesn't work for the fighter. Sometimes you just got to get out there and do what he's got to do to secure the victory.
Bill, at the end of the day, skills pay the bills, and that's all you need to do is show his skills.
So back we come to the centre ring, and back away to the neutral corner again.
I liked him how he used them feints. When he used them feints, he has Aguelo, you know, stopping for a second.
And they've done a very good job on that eye again.
Oh, God, he's hurt him with that right hand there. He's staggered him.
So he's trying to fight fire with fire. You can't do it. You're susceptible to getting hit.
Well, now it's about matter of survival as the bell sounds for the end of round 8.